Love sports? Love culture? Well, I've got a brand new podcast called Take Line from Crooked Media, hosted by me, Jason Concepcion, and two-time WNBA champion Renee Montgomery. From the games to the players to the issues happening both on and off the court, we'll be tackling the important political and social issues happening in sports head on. New episodes drop every Tuesday, so follow and subscribe on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. 99.9
KISW, the Rock of Seattle. All right, here's a question. Have you ever listened to music that was so good it gave you goosebumps?
Oh, all the time, man. All the freaking time. We always talk about that on the Mixcast whenever we're talking about a certain band or playing a certain song. Mm-hmm. I'll jokingly show it to Rev and Glenn and be like, look, check it out. Goosebumps happening right now. Happens all the time to me.
I'm not sure that's ever happened for me.
You never heard a song where you're just like, Alice in Chains right now, the new record, Rainier Fog. There's at least 3 songs on that record. 2 that I can think of right off the top of my head. A song called Maybe. It's kind of a more chill song. And it's usually when the chorus hits. Like you're just kind of going on that journey. You hear the intro, the verse, and you're like, well, what's going to happen? And it's typically the first time I've ever heard the song. But some are so good that it continues to happen. In the song Maybe and another song called Drone on the new record. Both of them do that for me when it comes to the chorus. Man. It's just like, man, they're just firing all cylinders. The music's right, the vocal, the harmonies between William Duvall and Jerry Cantrell. As you can tell, this has actually happens a lot because I'm just pretty pumped about even mentioning it.
Well, you're going to like this study out of Harvard, Steve. It says if music has ever given you goosebumps and made the hairs on your arm stand up, that's actually a sign that you are thriving. Harvard says this, Steve.
All
right. Steve the Thriver right here.
Steve the Thriver.
Captain, what does that even mean? What am I thriving in?
Yeah. It means you're doing well. Yeah,
okay.
Because you ever hear people say, don't just survive, but thrive?
Nice.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're not just getting by. You're having a good time. You're living a good life. Things are good for you.
All right. I'm glad that these researchers could tell that to me.
They found out that about 55% of people that had that strong of an emotional connection to music, they were more likely to be healthier, happier, friendlier. Oh, God, I need to, that has to happen for me. And even wealthier. So, you know what? If you continue to thrive and get your goosebumps, you might start making bank.
Boom. Thank you, Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
It's because of you. It happened even at the gym. I was listening to Slayer because I like listening to like very heavy, aggressive music, when you're at the gym. And Seasons of the Abyss, which is kind of more of it's not a chill song, but compared to Slayer, it's kind of a chill song, but it's like this, it takes forever before it really fully kicks in. And when it kicks in, you're just like, oh, yes. And then I got the goosebumps going.
Wow.
Another band called Trevor Hall recently. I saw him at Summer Meltdown and folky kind of hippie stuff.
Oh, I think I know Trevor Hall.
He's so good.
I heard, yes, he is good.
His new record is incredible. And oddly enough, I had goosebumps while I was in the shower at Summer Meltdown. They have you pay to take a shower because, you're camping all the whole time. And he was playing on the main stage and all of a sudden you just hear his music and you're like, man, I'm just going to stay in the shower for a while. But you had a 5-minute limit, so it was very awkward. I stayed in there for way too long, and then Ted was waiting for me. He's like, I didn't know if you left. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, I was just feeling the music, bro.
Yeah. I hope that's all you were feeling.
And you know the one that gets me, you guys are going to beat me up over it, is Coldplay. The song Fix You. It's really chill and quiet, and then all of a sudden the whole band kicks in at the end, and they just kind of get really anthemic. That still gets me.
Boy, I'm going to have to really pay attention now. Maybe
you would feel it, though. You would feel it.
I would, maybe a while. It might be, because I've never been compared to you, I am a music idiot. I just, music's never been my thing. Television, movies have been my thing. I've gotten plenty of goosebumps in those particular situations, but I'm trying to remember music.
Well, it sometimes can hit lyrically, or it could be just like the changing of the okay, you guys are gonna make fun of me for mine. It's Disturbed Sound of Silence. Like, especially the first couple times I heard it, I was just like, ooh, like every time
that voice.
That voice, and when it would get like louder, it got me every time. But I have most for mine are just the really chill songs, really quiet and relaxing songs always give me chills.
One person says, I thrived at least a dozen times at that Pearl Jam Friday night show. Yeah, dude, Pearl Jam definitely does that for me. Present Tense and a bunch of other songs. Even still to this day, Alive. If I'm listening and I just catch it at the right time, even though I've heard that song a billion times, sometimes it hits you in the right way and you're like, yeah, man, it's like the bridge part especially.
You guys are all thrivers, man.
Yay.
We're thrivers. How about you, Rev? Any music get you bumpy?
Bumpy. Actually, Love You to Death by Typo Negative.
Nice.
Because it's just beautifully slow and haunting. And then also the Gary Jules cover of Tears for Fears Mad World.
That is a great cover.
It is an insanely good cover. It's better than the original, and I really like the original, but it's haunting, it's slow, it's really sad, and I've got goosebumps right now just thinking about it.
Damn.
Honestly, I didn't even know that song before Donnie Darko and the Gary Jules cover version of it, and that became kind of a hit for him on like alternative radio.
Absolutely.
And then I was like, well, I need to go back and listen to Tears for Fears, because I wasn't a huge Tears for Fears fan. I do like that Sowing the Seeds of Love song.
Yeah.
But I went back and listened to it. I'm like, man, he made this song way better.
It's a faster, poppier version with really dark lyrics, but it's the way that Gary Jules did it. It's just above and beyond anything that was done before with it.
One texter's going to Danny's going to like this one. Jesus of Suburbia, live from Green Day.
Yeah. That's fantastic. And I was thinking about it, like for me, it's none of anything recent really. It's everything that I heard back in high school. And if I still listen to it, like it's like a song I hadn't heard in a while, like the anthem by Good Charlotte or anything by The Offspring. And I go back and listen to it and I'm still like, oh, it still just gives me that energy that I crave.
It's funny you say that, because there's a meme out there right now that's the funniest meme ever. And it's a still shot of the music video, the anthem by Good Charlotte. And it's the singer of Good Charlotte, whichever one of the brothers.
Benji.
Yeah.
Of course he knows.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
And it just says, this guy wrote the anthem and he's kneeling. Everyone should shut up. And I'm like, that's funny. Whatever you believe with that, that's funny.
That's a funny meme. You're right.
Yeah.
So there is music when I hear it, I feel good, but I just don't know if I'm getting goosebumps. But is it different, the music that makes you feel good as opposed to music?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Okay, then I don't know what I'm doing.
There's just like, it's usually a powerful moment in a song that really, like one person said, Silent Lucidity did that to me yesterday. It brings back memories of my dad playing on his guitar when I was a kid. That's from Matt and Puyallup. I like this one, Foo Fighters, Run. That gets me every time.
Is there any songs that will make you cry? Because I went to the Evanescence show, recently, but I also, when I went to the one in December, I was really close.
I got a couple
of
Dave
those. Matthews Band, because I'm so sad I'm listening to it.
A few whiskeys were involved, but I was crying throughout her whole set because it took me back to being 14, 15 years old and relating to that music and being like, I'm not in that bad place anymore, but I could still feel like all the like goodness the song gave for me. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it does.
Like, I was feeling bad. The song kind of was sad, but it made me feel good.
There's that song by Glenn Campbell, the Not Gonna Miss You song. It was the last song he ever wrote.
Oh, yeah, his Alzheimer's song.
Yeah, where basically he wrote a song for his wife. And when I read the story about the song and then listened to the song, and it definitely brought tears to my eyes because it's powerful.
It's very powerful, no doubt about it, because he knew that at some point he's not going to remember anybody, but he's not going to miss them because he's not. It's just like, whoa, what a song! Really quite a legacy Glenn Campbell had, and that song actually really powerful and brought a lot of attention to the whole situation.
Jane's Addiction's 3 Days. It used to get me a little more emotional, but that was because it just reminded me of like a time in college where I was having a really rough go, and that song kind of got me out of it in a weird way because it was such an epic. If you've never heard 3 Days by Jane's Addiction, it's like 10 songs in one, and it's a 10-minute long epic. Just masterpiece, if you ask me. It's one of the greatest songs ever written, and it just helped me get through that because it was just, I got sucked into the music. Pearl Jam sometimes, especially when they covered Mother Love Bone, and it was, I shared this story before with Thrill from the men's room. Him and I spent the entire ride to talking about how we hope they do that song, but they probably won't, and we listened to Mother Love Bone the entire trip going to the Gorge, and then all of a sudden you just hear that opening guitar riff, and him and I probably like held each other super tight, for not like hugging, but like just arms around our shoulders, like this is really happening. Granted, we were wasted, but it was still still kind of emotional because we were both like, are they really doing this? Like we spent the entire trip hoping they would, and they did.
Yeah. There's that one Simple Plan song. What's that song, Danny, about the
Perfect.
dad? Perfect, yeah. Dude, perfect, because lyrically, it is about a father who, the kid going, geez, Dad, I wish I could be what you wanted me to be. And then I think of my own boy and go, God, I hope I wasn't that father. I probably was, where he felt like he wasn't what I wanted him to be.
What about Cats in the Cradle, then, if you're going down father-son road?
See, that's different, because I hung out with Joe.
Okay.
Cats in the Cradle is about a father that never had time for his kid. I had time for Joey D's,
Gotcha.
but there were times where I just was miserable in life and therefore would tell Joey D's, you should be this way. And I'm now, every time I hear Simple Plan, I go, God, I hope he didn't listen to me. I hope he ignored me. He always seemed like he was ignoring me, and I hope he did.
And Joe cries when he hears it, because he's like, why is my dad listening to Simple Plan?
Yeah.
Wow!
Well, there you go. Thanks.
Sorry,
Shots
Danny.
fired.
I knew that. I was killing two birds with one stone with
Thanks,
that joke.
man.
Yeah, you were.
Thanks, pal. That was my moment.
I kid.
That was my thing.
So it says, The Love Reign Over Me, the Pearl Jam cover.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Another person, I didn't realize, I have multiple texts about Fix You by Coldplay. I thought I was going to be the only goober that really loves that song. But another person says it's the ultimate. I'm a rock guy till I die, but the build up to that band entry on the at the end of the song gets me every time.
There's good news for a guy like me, though, because I now I have to pay attention to see when I get goosebumps, because there are other things you can get goosebumps from. It's not just music. So if you want the goosebump experience and you want to feel like you're thriving, 25% of the people say that when someone says "I love you" for the first time, well, that makes sense.
I don't think I've ever got goosebumps from someone telling me that they love me. No, I mean, I feel good.
Even your own wife at that time, like especially if you felt like she was the one, and
oh gosh, it was an incredible moment.
You didn't have the goosebumps.
No, it was an incredible moment, but I didn't get goosebumps from it.
Oh, wow.
You don't have control over goosebumps, man. I can't.
Well, see, now I feel better, because I feel
it's like a stiffy in high school, man. Sometimes you just don't have control over it.
Oh, man, you've ruined my goosebump moment. Okay?
Sorry.
I don't need to think about your high school stiffy.
It's only fair because of the last conversation we had with you in the rear end.
Really, that's a good point. Wow. 23% say they had goosebumps when their kid was born. That was mostly terror for me. Because it was like watching Alien. I didn't want to see that. Wow. Well, I'm sorry. I'm just saying. It used to be you weren't in the room, so you could get goosebumps and wonder. But then they throw you in the room, and you get to see that science experiment, and you're like, oh, no.
Yeah, no one ever warns you about every little detail that happens. My cousin just told me that right before you start pushing, you vomit.
Oh, I was like, I didn't
know that.
And that's the least of the things.
So it truly is like a Guar concert.
Yes, everything's shooting out of everything.
Yeah, you need to really get the Gallagher poncho when you go into the room, to the delivery room. Anything could be on you.
So he says Linkin Park's Numb gives me chills, especially now because of with Chester being gone.
Dude, 16% of the people say that when they saw their partner walk down the aisle, they got goosebumps.
I did.
Oh, so you did get goosebumps
and
there.
I struggled not to cry at that moment.
You did eventually cry, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like a baby.
Of course.
Yeah, you did.
Like a baby. I've never seen you cry, so that was like...
Yeah, that was awesome.
Well, I did many shots of vodka before that. It brings out the emotional side of it.
He was even nice to me, Vicky. I couldn't even believe it.
I know, he gave me a hug. It was weird.
I
don't remember any of
drunk
this.
are you?
Yeah,
I was.
It was amazing. And then his father, and it was what I love, because Steve says nothing to me, but his father had to come up to me and go, look, because I think his dad knew. I think his dad knows, my kid doesn't say much.
Nope.
But his father comes up to me and says, I cannot tell you, Steve thinks the world of you. I go, I don't know if you should be telling me this information, because I think I'm going to hold it over Steve's head. I don't think he's going to like this.
I haven't talked to my dad since then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just you were like nice, crying. Your father goes, I want you to know he thinks the world of you. And I'm like, and your mom's giving me cupcakes. And that's when I knew. I go, okay, I must, the family must at least think I'm a decent guy, because the dad's nice to me, mom's giving me cupcakes, so Steve's at least giving me a good report.
Wouldn't that have been awesome if they did? Like the first time they see you, my dad just comes up to you, puts his finger in your face and goes, you son of a bitch.
And dude, I know with the stories you told about your dad, he would if you said bad stuff about me.
Yeah,
he would.
No, he has no filter.
Yeah.
He'll tell you what he thinks and doesn't care what the repercussions are going to be.
But that's when I first found out, because I never know how people think, and you don't say a damn thing.
No, I don't.
You really grunt, and that's about it. So
those are loving grunts, BJ.
I
just
didn't
haven't
know.
figured it out yet.
Now I know they're loving grunts. Yeah.
So he says Blink 182's I Miss You. So different from their normal stuff and just so deep, it just draws you in.
See,
Scott.
I go with more of like the Damn It from Blink 182, because like the opening guitar riff, just that gives me goosebumps of like, all right, it's time to go mosh, as opposed to like the sad I Miss You.
But if I was going Adam song, that's a pretty powerful song.
True.
Even Stay Together for the Kids. I can't believe we're having this conversation about Blink 182, but Stay Together for the Kids is still my favorite Blink 182 song.
It's a great song.
And the first time the chorus kicked in, I did get goosebumps watching that.
I gotta watch now. I think because I get tingles when I hear the opening to "Sweet Child of Mine."
Yeah.
Like my body gets
I
electric.
bet the first time you heard it, you probably had goosebumps.
Oh, dude! I mean that riff is just amazing. It's a great riff, though. And I also thought we played early this morning, Barracuda, or is it Magic Man? Which one did we play this
We didn't
morning?
play either one of those.
What did we play?
We played
Heart.
We played a hard song, but I can't remember which.
Well, the one that what the hell song was that, Vicky?
It was Magic Man.
It was Magic Man. Yeah,
Oh, man, I brain fart. Sorry.
Yeah, so when I hear the beginning of Magic Man, that also that I think that's a great intro to a song as well. So that and Sweet Child of Mine, I think they maybe give me goosebumps. I'm gonna have to pay attention.
Dude, that just reminded me the first time I think I saw Shrek 3, I think when Immigrant Song was playing, when Snow White was singing the whole like that gave me chills. I was like, oh my God, I love this song. It made me really love that song.
Same thing with me with I'm a Believer by Smash Mouth. That was, no, kidding.
Watch Shrek it's on Netflix, dude.
I'm a Believer is a good tune,
Yes.
though. I love I'm a Believer, man.
So he says, Wake Up by Mad Season. Oh, man, that song is powerful.
I gotta pay attention. I might be getting goosebumps now. I don't even know.
The texter says, wife walked out to an acoustic version of Everlong by the Foo Fighters. Still get goosebumps hearing that song.
Oh,
That's really cool.
That's cool. When the walkout song. I imagine during his wedding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
See, we had a lot of music by the band Brad, which is Stone Gossard's other band for Pearl Jam, and it's with Sean Smith on vocals. And I remember just recently I had the opportunity. I've never met Sean Smith. I've been around and seen him live and been around him, but never. I finally got to meet him at the Highway 99 Blues Club in the backstage area. Both my band and his. He was singing with a band, so he was in the back stage area, like just kind of getting ready in the green room. And I was wasted, so I finally was like, I have to say hi. So I completely fanboyed on him. I'm like, hey man.
Oh boy,
you're like the soundtrack to my entire wedding. And he's like, thanks, man. It was nice.
Yeah.
But he's like, you could tell he's just like, cool, drunk guy.
Yeah. And
I'm like, no. And I list all the songs. I'm like, we use all your songs in our wedding. Yeah. And I just want to, I'll stop being a fanboy, but I just got to tell you that. And then he just kind of has this look and he goes, so, when are you going to give me money for the royalties?
That's awesome.
So he took it well.
Yeah.
I didn't have any money and had me kicked out.
Yeah.
It was sad.
Well, you know what? You deserved it, though. I mean,
but it was like the first time I got to thank somebody who had a major part of like just the vibe of what we were doing for our wedding.
Does that ever go well when you are so emotionally invested in some human being you've never met? It's so over the top for the person that doesn't know you. I don't know if that ever goes well because I've done that sober. It never goes well because I'm just gushing and they go, I don't know you, stranger, and you are giving me too much love right now.
Yeah. I mean, I was sitting on his lap when I did it, and I think that was really the first strike.
Yeah.
Petting his sweet long locks.
Unless he's got a white beard, I think maybe sitting on the lap.
Grayish.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess you know what? Was it close to Christmas? I mean, I think it could be.
Actually, it was.
Okay. Then you know what? Then I think it's legit.
No, he took it well. He was super nice. But after that, I was like, okay, man, I'm done fanboying. I'll leave you alone.
That's awesome.
I went and got another drink.
Oh man. I got a question for you. What happens when someone tries to post deep, meaningful posts on social media? Yeah, you know what's going to happen. Another edition of Facebook Drama. You're going to hear it at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Now it's time for Facebook Drama.
And Facebook Drama is brought to you by Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical. And BJ, once again, here's our opportunity to point out the morons on Facebook, to remind people who don't have Facebook anymore why it's a good thing that they don't.
Yeah.
This is an actual Facebook post. The drama unfolds because of it. And yep, we're acting it out. So this time around, BJ, you are the original poster. You will be Yolanda.
Okay.
I'll play the role of Ben. Vicky, you'll be Carla. And Rev, you are Vanessa.
Sweet.
All right, so the original poster, once again, is Yolanda. So BJ, please take it away.
To live a better life, rid yourself of the daily possessions that make you sad and fully grasp the world, for you know you are not alone.
Oh, God.
Here we go again.
What?
Yolanda and her stupid quote-unquote insightful posts that have nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, she always posts them. No picture, just inspiring words that usually make no sense.
Haters may hate, but just remember, you are the ocean of your own dreams. Forget the troubles of daily life and move on.
Oh, dang. I see what you mean. Haha.
Yolanda, please stop being so self-important. We're just your coworkers. We don't want to see this S.
Forgetting who we are in the form of friends is simply self-deprecating. Always hold on to your true self.
Coming from the girl who was slamming shots at happy hour last Friday, I think you forgot yourself then. Ha ha.
Never forget to have some fun. Without fun, life is pointless.
All right, I'm done. I'm unfriending you. You aren't Confucius. You're just a confused idiot, LOL.
Lost friends are like gray skies. They will eventually turn blue again, and all will be right.
I need a drink. Thanks for the words of wisdom, Dolly Lamo.
That's it. I like Dolly. I like Dolly Lamo.
Dolly Lamo.
That's my new thing. Oh, yeah.
I noticed that's a big thing, and I shockingly follow a lot of wrestlers on Instagram, and a lot of the lady wrestlers, like Sasha Banks, seems to be one of them that does it a lot. But a lot of female wrestlers post like an insanely hot picture of them, like at a beach or something, and then there's inspiring words underneath it, and I'm just like,
oh yeah,
you had me at the picture. You didn't need to do all the inspiring word stuff.
That is, you know what? That is my generation's affirmation world. I mean, my wife was always on that. Affirmations all over the house. She'd write things all over there. You know, all is wonderful as it is. Life always brings, and they're all over the house. She just puts up Post-it notes everywhere, and I'm just like, okay. And she'd be in the mirror saying it over and over, and I'd be like, okay.
See, I don't think it's no so much for the affirmation. They just wanted to post a hot picture of themselves and not get called out for it. It's like, oh, you're so vain. Right. So they posted that. It's like, no. It's about feeling good about yourself. Read this affirmation.
Exactly.
I think they're serving both people, because if you're loving hot chicks, then you get to see the hot chick
Here's
picture.
a picture of her just at the beach. It says, be it a stone or a grain of sand in water, they both sink.
I dig that, actually. Jeez. You know what? She gives me something cool to think about, and there's a hot picture. I mean, actually, I have no problem with Sasha.
I'm not complaining about the pictures.
Yeah,
I'm definitely not complaining about the pictures.
And
it's funny, though.
Yeah. One of my favorite movies, which you may never have heard of, and I think if you haven't seen it, now there's so many superhero movies out there. See Mystery Men. Ben Stiller's in it. Hank Azaria's in it. William H. Macy.
Dane Cook.
Dane Cook and Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman. But there's a great character in there, this guy called the Sphinx, and all he does is just speak in riddles, but he says nothing, and it pisses Ben Stiller's character off the entire movie. You're saying nothing. He goes, if you walk silently, then silently you will walk. And he goes, what does that mean? That doesn't help us. We're trying to beat the enemy. What do you mean? He may be your enemy, or it's the enemy within you. And it's just like, you're saying nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to say nothing, post a picture of you looking hot in the same time.
Because that's what these people are doing. They don't even know what half this crap means that they're posting on there. But at least, like you said, there's a hot picture, so I'll take it. Yep. I love that. All right,
stuff.
There's a little love in the air, Steve. I think we should talk about some love in the air, because there was a guy. There's a dude in Mississippi came up with a great way to propose to his girlfriend, and also just another example of how Steve was the worst proposal that's ever happened to a woman.
Thanks for reminding me of the failure that it was on my proposal.
Yeah, so his girlfriend works as a probation officer, so he had the bailiff lead him into the courtroom in full prison jumpsuit and shackles as if he had been arrested. So she's like, what the hell's going on? And then he proposed to her right there. We've got the video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com.
Your Honor, with all due respect, there's no need for this court to examine me. I'm guilty of being madly in love with the girl of my dreams.
Oh, my God.
I love it. Come over here for a minute. I'm shaking so bad. He's in handcuffs. This isn't fun at all. Tiffany, from the moment we met, my heart has been a captive of your love. You and you alone are the one I want to represent me in this trial we call life. Tiffany, my love, will you marry me? Oh my God. I can't even talk. I'm shaking so bad. I'm ready for my life sentence, baby.
Oh, I like that line. That's a good one.
I'm shaking too.
Congratulations.
Are you done looking for life probation? I mean, yes.
Dude,
I love those puns, man. There's a couple of them in
solid,
there.
Yeah. The life sentence.
Yeah.
I want this guy to actually act out every romantic scene from a movie, because his delivery is just so awesome. I want him to just basically do every romance movie you've ever seen, and he does that part.
There's a lot of people like cheesing and smiling in this. Like one of the police officers, he was just loving it. But then you look in the back, and I would imagine these are people that are like just there waiting for whatever it is, and they're just like, "What? Can we speed this up? I don't want to be stuck in this courthouse."
Yeah, exactly. Come on, folks. How about a little romance That's why you're about to be thrown in jail. I love the color of the jumpsuits. Ugly mustard yellow, dude. Man, those Mississippi jumpsuits makes you want to not be in prison.
That's probably why they do it. Orange is it's now the new black, as they say.
Yeah, I guess yellow's now the new orange.
Man, again, another person that does them way cooler and way more.
Do you want to tell everybody? Because not everybody may know how much of a horrible proposal yours was.
It's a fast story because it was a fast proposal. We went to our favorite sushi place. It was a place that we would always, like when I lived in Linwood and my wife lived in Puyallup, sometimes I would go meet up with her and we'd come into the city, and a place we would always grab lunch at was a place, Nijo Sushi. It's in Post Alley and kind of in the Pioneer Square area. Great sushi, great spot. So I'm like, this will be the perfect place to propose to her. We get there and I'm feeling cool, calm, and collected until that moment. And it's around winter time, so I had my jacket, and in my jacket was the ring in the box. And finally I was like, we made our sushi order. I'm like, it's go time. Like, I got to do it. Now I'm shaking. And so I finally pulled the box out with the ring in it, and I just look at her, and I think I say, I love you. And then it all hits me. I'm like, I lost all thoughts of how I was going to say what I was going to say. I didn't even get on my knees like I was planning, and none of it. It just all went blank. And I just took the box out of the jacket pocket and just said, here, and handed her the box. Here. It was still closed.
Hulk Mary.
Here. And then she's like, is this... And opens it, she's like, you're proposing to me. I'm like, yes.
Hulk love.
That was it. But that's funny because my buddy Shane Strickland, who's a wrestler, he comes here for Defy Wrestling. He's on Impact. He's on Lucha Underground as Killshot. He just proposed to his girlfriend, who's a Seattle gal who used to be a rock girl, Carlina.
Oh, nice.
And they met at Defy last year, and they're together. She lives in Florida with him, and all this stuff. They went to the Space Needle just the other day with the new glass floors.
Oh,
and he dropped down to his knee and did the whole proposal, and she shared the whole story. And towards the end of the story, apparently, though, he had the ring still in the box, and he just, at the end of it, he was able to get out a nice little speech, but he just handed her the box as well. And I was like, my man.
That's it. Here. Oh,
I mean, at least he wasn't a caveman with it, and he actually said stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so bad because I remember sharing that story with Sarah Colonna when she got married to John Ryan, and she was on her podcast at the time and shared my story about how she just talked. This is before she knew us. She's like, I just met a guy who told me the most caveman story of his proposal. I was like, thanks.
You're famous or infamous, however you want to put it. Yeah. That's awesome.
One person says that proposal went from great to horribly cheesy sitcom scenario ever.
Oh, I loved it. I just loved it.
Someone says the video is fake.
What?
I don't think so.
Really? Well, fake, like in what way? Like, no, they're not really getting married?
I don't know. I think it's true.
Okay.
It looks real.
Come on, Texter, give me more information about this, because we just got it in today.
No, they're like, the chick looks like legitimately just, oh my God, what the hell is going on? Like, she can't believe it. So I believe it's real.
Yeah, I mean,
so screw all you guys.
And he's completely amateur sounding. I mean, neither one of them look like they're professionals as far as the way the demeanor. They just look like regular people, and she's nervous and he's nervous.
I think we all just assume everything's fake anymore.
Yeah, I don't know why that would be fake. Like, what's the point of putting that up there? For what reason if it's fake?
Because I think at some point we all believed the video that we watched and found out it was fake, and we'll never believe another video again.
You're right. Let's Snopes it, Vicky. Snopes it.
So he says that was cheesier than your grandma's lasagna.
That's good lasagna, too.
Oh, this text says, don't feel bad, Steve. My proposal to one of my was I guess to one of my friends. I would hope that it was
I proposed to one of my friends,
but he went into diabetic shock as I was proposing to my girlfriend.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, well, I guess that's when you really can tell if they love you or not.
You're lucky that you didn't pass out, Steve, because you pass out a lot. I'm surprised you didn't pass out during your proposal.
Well, because I knew sushi was coming. I was able to keep it together.
Okay, good. Yeah, you didn't want to miss that. All right, yesterday here, Sushi Boy, he did get this one right.
What citrus beverage has used the ad slogan, open a bottle of sunshine?
Sunny D.
Yes, Sunny D. Sunny D. He likes him some Sunny D. All right, look. I think Steve's beatable, and I think you're the one to do it.
Nope.
206-421-ROCK. Beat this man. We'll play Beat Biggs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I have lots of tickets that I haven't paid. Can those be discharged through a bankruptcy?
Yes, there are some limits on what we can do with tickets. Tickets cannot be discharged in a full bankruptcy. In a Chapter 7 case, that won't help you get your license back. But in Chapter 13 reorganization, tickets are dischargeable. Most types of tickets are dischargeable. So you would have to pay back some of the tickets in a Chapter 13 case, but the vast majority of them could be discharged if you complete the plan. And again, you would get your license back right away when you filed the Chapter 13 case, as long as the only reason you don't have your license is because of failure to pay your tickets. But the Chapter 13 process will help you get your license back and repay a small portion of your tickets in most cases and get your license reinstated almost immediately.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
Love sports? Love culture? Well, I've got a brand new podcast called Take Line from Crooked Media, hosted by me, Jason Concepcion, and two-time WNBA champion Renee Montgomery. From the games to the players to the issues happening both on and off the court, we'll be tackling the important political and social issues happening in sports head on. New episodes drop every Tuesday, so follow and subscribe on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.